We're back at 8:51 with your Life Calling today. Today, contributor Jane Pauley has been working with AARP, which has produced and sponsored a series of reports for us. This morning, she takes us to the Italian countryside. Not bad.
Indeed. Ever go on vacation to a beautiful place and dream about not going home? Bill and Patty Sutherland are living the dream. Here's their Life Calling. Do you ever get tired of those bells?
Never.
The eternal beauty of Tuscany. Vineyards, olive groves, the undulating hills had called repeatedly to Bill and Patty Sutherland.
We had traveled here to this area for many years, and we had fallen in love with it.
I love food. I wanted to be able to make my own olive oil and have a garden.
We thought this is a window of opportunity we want to take. We wanted to get out of our comfort zone. We had too much wine one day at lunch around the corner from here, and the rest is history.
She was 53, he was 54. They sold their house and Bill's real estate business in Dallas. Was it a retirement idea?
No. And we made the decision that we wanted to live here permanently. And in order to do that, we would have to downsize and have to come up with a concept for a business. We sold 90% of what we had.
And traded it all for a life in a Tuscan village.
The question that came to both of us is, what are you running away from?
I always said, we're not running away from anything. We're running towards something.
Next step, how to earn a living.
We had been invited to enough homes, and the best food that we always had were the local women who were just making dinner for us. And so Bill had the idea of Tuscan Women Cook.
They started a cooking school.
This is all from the garden. We're going to go out in the garden in a few minutes.
5 months a year, a dozen students a week come to Tuscan Women Cook to learn traditional cooking from local cooks.
Some yes, some no. No, veramente facile, easy.
There's no celebrity chef involved. We don't do that. We use the locals.
The real Tuscan women.
The real stuff.
Who can cook.
They can cook, trust me.
Bravissima.
Very good.
Visto? So you see, you have learned.
I'm motivated. I like pasta. Christina, is this exactly the way Anna's mother did it? And her mother? And her mother?
Anche la sua nonna, l'altra nonna, la mamma della...
Classes are in the morning, but this is no ordinary cooking school.
We talk about it all week. The style cooking we do is what we call poor food.
The people who lived in these places hundreds of years ago lived off the land.
For lunch,
This is the quiche you made.
they enjoy the fruits of their labor.
Be sure to pick out the pieces you actually did yourself.
Then in the afternoon, it's off to experience local history and art with Patty.
The most important thing I can tell you about Pienza is that Pope Pius II from the 1400s was actually from Pienza. We want them to understand the history and the art and the poverty that existed in this area because it really does affect the culinary traditions here. When they leave on Friday, they learn more than just making pasta. They learn about a lifestyle.
You lifted up the economy.
We realized that through the cooking school, we really were affecting the economy of the village. Their grandchildren could get that new computer this year because maybe grandma made a little extra money.
But starting a business in another country is never easy.
They're coming in by rental car. Some of these others have drivers. We need to send the
I
drivers
see.
to go pick them up.
Paying taxes and regulations in different cultures.
It was just something that we would have to figure out as we went along. Bill is the romantic, and I'm the realist.
But he's also a businessman, and the business had to turn a profit.
We fulfill people's dreams, and that's what our job's all about. The guests, they come from all over the world, and we just have so much fun with them because this is their Tuscan dream.
Were you ever tempted to pack it in?
Yeah, that happens to a lot of expats after about 2 years. The honeymoon is over. There was no balance in our lives. We're very isolated in the winter up here on this hill. We had 6 grandchildren who were growing up. We were missing a lot of the holidays.
Now they spend the off-season with their family back in Dallas. But for 11 years, Tuscany has been home.
What are these called?
Oh, we're looking at tomatoes.
Patty and I were childhood sweethearts. We got back together later in life.
We both were married very young. We had kids very young, and we just never had the adventure.
But now there's a new challenge. At 65, Bill has a serious heart problem. It's not certain they'll be back next spring.
But you know, you make the best of it. Every day I wake up, the sun comes up, I'm just as happy as I can be.
Because you had your adventure. You didn't postpone it. But stay or go, Bill and Patty Sutherland will always have Tuscany.
We won't be able to say, gosh, we wish we'd done that. I want my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to look at the photo albums and say, that was my crazy grandmother who really had an adventure.
There is at least one woman in Tuscany who does not cook. Patty. She loves history and culture. Food and wine is Bill's passion. Patty was an art teacher. He was a businessman. Bill's the romantic. She's the realist. And that's the reality check. Their different temperaments and skill sets made the adventure possible and the business a success. Hope you'll join me at noon Eastern on my internet radio call-in show at aarp.org/Jane.
Let me get this right. You got to go to Tuscany to do the story?
Yeah, I did. I got to go.
Scam. Sorry. Jane, thank you. We're back after local news.